you probably think about one of the modes being just pushing the mic and talking. And that's called voice or phone. It's just a term, an oldie term they use. But that's one of the more common modes is people want to talk to each other.
Amateur radio is the original STEM hobby.
I stretched it out.
Back in 2016, I got my amateur radio license, and then I got more involved in the local club. Then I became a teacher. It's my 4th year teaching. And I said, wow, is there any way I can introduce amateur radio to the students? During my 3rd year teaching, I started the process rolling. Part of that process is establishing a club. And the club isn't just an after-school club, it's an amateur radio club. We have our own call sign, we have our own station. I was able to get a grant from the ARRL for $2,000 to get us started on the equipment. And then it was just a matter of engaging with the principal and other admins to formally create the student club and then recruit some kids to join.
I think it's really cool. It's about amateur radio and how do they work and how do you use them and all those sort of things. I'm glad that this exists so I have something fun to do, and there's some nice people in here too.
I thought it was cool that you can transmit and send messages to all around the world rather than just a concentrated area. So you can make connections to other people. You can probably make a group around the world, and I thought that's pretty awesome.
For these students, I want to get them interested in not only the hobby, but the technology behind it. There's computer components, there's certainly electrical engineering components, there's social components, and then it's also preparing for a license that they can get through a license exam, and there's no age limitation. You can be any age and get this license. So I intend to get as many of these kids licensed in the next 12 months as possible. There's just so much radio in use all around us. I believe it's important to have amateur radio as a persistent entity, and this is what I can do in the community to feed the next generation of amateur radio operators. So.